Zarzak has been waiting. An ancient nexus, long abandoned. Now ruled by the insurgents, the fearless, the deathless. Trust is rare among our kind. Yet here you are, compelled by my invitation. I offer you a haven, a fortress, hidden from the empires. I have given it life. It feeds on me, and in return, it yields knowledge, gifts, power. Prepare your forces for chaos on the front lines. Harness the might of Capsuleers with the promise of riches. And together, we will unlock Zarzak's secrets. One by one.
Hello, Capsuleers, and welcome! The Havoc expansion is coming to EVEOnline on the 14th of November. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. It's going to be amazing. We have a lot of amazing devs here who are going to be going into all the juicy details and stats for the expansion. And are you ready? Are you ready? They'll also be sharing with you some of the foundations that have been laid to get us to this moment, as well as what the future looks like beyond Havoc. So you're going to want to stick around for this one. An important part of engaging in corruption or suppression and preparing for the future of war is building up and strengthening your organizations through valuable connections that you make with other Capsuleers. To share more on this, I'd like to welcome to the stage CCP Ghost.
Thank you. Hello, Fanfest. So, over the last 20 years, there has been countless amounts of people, myself included, that wanted to get to the bottom of the EVE magic. What is it about our game that causes countless stories to happen about spying, betrayal, vast destruction, and incredible data points, such as the fact that 73% of us claim to have made a friend as a result of playing EVEOnline? And why do we have almost 80,000 active players for more than a decade in our game? And believe me, this has been studied widely. We've had university courses taught on EVE. We've had some of the top-tier universities in the world wanting to get to study our data set. And we've even had people having their doctorate studies on this thing. And one thing keeps coming up. Do you want to guess it? Friendship, absolutely. But I told you that a couple of years ago. What is behind the friendship? Killing. You're the only audience that would say that. It's organizations. The answer is organizations. It's you people. The corps and the groups you organize. The chat groups, the alliances. And there is something seemingly, if I may say, magical that happens here. And CCP has now been studying this phenomenon for years. And through countless interviews with you, the players, surveys, data gathering, many meetings with the CSM and more, we believe we have found a few crucial elements pertaining to the health of a good organization and, subsequently, the heart of the friendship machine. For example, here you can see the player-organized effort of the liftoff of CCP Burger. And another example we discovered is that the most efficient organizations in onboarding new players into our game in a positive manner deploy similar tactics when it comes to stuff like creating newbie fleets, with something we have dubbed the super fleet formula. Would you like to see it? All right, let's run through it, because we love some formulas. So the super fleet formula goes a little bit like this. First, a recruiter finds new recruits. And then that recruiter or an FC gives everyone the same ship. Following that, the recruiter or the FC gives each new recruit a role that they can understand. And then specific behavioral instructions are given, such as find this target, shoot it, then shoot targets of that type that approach. Newly formed group is then taken into combat with the specific intention that they will all die together. So killing. And after this happens, the recruiter or the FC explains that this was okay, this was a bonding exercise. And the recruiter then replaces all the lost materials, and then finally this is repeated and scaled up with increased adversity and complexity. And this setup seems to be one of the crucial ingredients in the fact that 14% of all brand new players that have played EVE less than 10 hours claim to have made a friend as a result of playing the game. We also found that good groups spend considerable resources in making sure players always have something to do in our game, that there are activity and interest-based groups to congregate in, to find camaraderie, a purpose to align behind, situations where trust building can thrive and connections be made. And massive resources are devoted to making sure players have regular access to fleet play and opportunities to have cooperative kills together, mentors available, reasons for direct trading, and a plethora of scheduling activities together. And the deeper we went, the more we've come to realize that we want to prioritize healthy group formation in our game. Not only the initial connections and the onboarding phase, but also the maturing of a group and the deepening of friendships. And so, one of our focus for the next few years at CCP will be the following mission statement. We aim to create or foster scenarios where existing players can meaningfully connect, play, and progress with each other and new players in an environment of purposeful friendship. Because as we can proudly state, you are somebody other people want to play with in New Eden. And that is a fact. When you come into New Eden as a new person not knowing anybody, there are literally thousands of people and hundreds of groups waiting for you and wanting to onboard you into their adventures together. And that is an amazing thing to be able to say about our world. And so, in Viridian, we introduced corp projects, we introduced homefront operations, and we introduced air opportunities. Core projects with the aim of giving you the tools to better organize meaningful activity and clearer contributions to your group. Homefront operations to provide a venue to practice small fleet play with different roles through fun adventures that can be lucrative. And air opportunities with a long-term plan of air opportunities being your one-stop shop to find everything you can to do right now and with relevance to who you are. And introducing something like core projects into EVE is a complex undertaking, to say the least. There are so many potential paths to go. So we decided to release a simple version of what we were envisioning for the core projects in the first go, and to see how you, the players, would use it and what you would mainly request as additional features. So in the first version, we had 5 contribution methods: to deliver an item, to damage Capsuleer, to mine, unclassified, meaning you describe the parameters, and to kill an NPC. And packaged with this, we have manual payout system, and then we introduced a dynamic home UI called the Air Opportunities to find stuff to do now and according to your interest and relevance, and to find more features to engage with as well. And this is also where we decided to place the new Homefront Operations, which is a group of brand new missions designed with the intent of offering exciting adventures for cooperative fleet play. And we are happy to see that these missions seem to be widely used by veteran players, taking a group of less experienced players out to teach them about roles in EVE and show them adventures. And since we all love the data, here is some insights for you. The most popular dungeon out of the Homefront Operations has been entered 26,603 times, and 45% of all the players using it are less than 3 months old, so new players. And the average completion time is 12 minutes, with the average reward per completing character being 26 million ISK. And the most active dungeon has given out a total of 2.5 trillion ISK in rewards. So with our goals set, we wanted to be in a strong position to also be able to learn about healthy organizations and how you might develop using these new tools and these new features. And we thought that we should strengthen our ability to monitor these key elements mentioned previously, so valuable to group and friendship building in EVE, and see if these new systems and other additions to our game could help more healthy organizational and friendship building take place. Are new connections being made? Are older ones being deepened? Are organizations thriving or not? And so alongside our project, we've developed something that we're calling the Friendship Index. And we are happy to report that after the first Homefront deployment in Viridian, we are seeing a healthy upward trend line in the Friendship Index. What this means for you data nerds out there is that we have a weighted index of 8 social factors in our game previously mentioned. And since Viridian, we've been seeing a healthy uptick in corp member logins at the same time, and direct trade, contacts added with positive standing, co-op kills, and cash donations. What this means, in other words, is that you are playing more together. A lot of you are giving each other more presents, and your social circle is growing, which is fantastic. Thank you. Yeah. And this is just a little bit of a peek under the hood of some of the developmental monitoring we do and the health metrics we are now prioritizing to help us keep track in building stronger organizations with all of you. But the most important information for us always keeps being player feedback and reception to the things we put out there. And so, after Corp Goals and the Viridian launch, we've seen that this has been well received, and believe me, we have been monitoring your feedback constantly. CCP Nomad spent many a night scouring the internet to try to find every piece of feedback that was out there. And a couple of days later, when we picked him up from the mental hospital, he told us all about it. But all joking aside, the feedback has been great, and we implemented it straight into our product vision, actually, and the prioritization for the next launch, which is happening in November. And to tell you more about what exactly that is, here he is, in the flesh, the creative lead for the Homefront initiative, CCP Nomad. Thank you.
Hello, Fanfest! So, as CCP Ghost has said, we checked all your feedback, and that is how we prioritize the features for November. I'll start with the most requested one, payments integration to project. So this will help provide you, the creators of those projects, with the ability to assign payments to reward your members for contributing to the projects automatically. The projects are now set and forget from the point of view of the creator. The design we are implementing is based on an escrow system. So essentially, the moment you create a project and associate a payment with the contribution, then the total sum is taken out of the corporation account that you have set as active, that you have the access to. And then the escrow distributes the rewards to the contributors, proportional to the contributions they have made. For example, your corp needs 5 ravens. So you have the project manager role, you create a project, and you use the deliver item contribution method for that project. And since you have additional role giving you access to one of the corp wallets, you can associate a payout with that project. You set it at 250 million per contribution, which means per 1 raven delivered to the project's hangar. And the whole project cost the corporation 1.25 billion ISK. And that is the amount taken from the corp wallet on project creation. And you're done. You don't have to follow up with any payments. The project runs itself. So now if you are a member or a potential contributor to the project, you want to contribute to it, you have 2 spare raven holes in your hangar for any reason. So you just drop them to the corporation project's hangar. And that gives you 500 million reward for you to claim. The contribution you have made is visible on the project, as well as the reward that you have earned. You claim the reward, and 500 million goes from the escrow to your personal wallet. The project stays active since there are still 3 ravens left to be delivered and paid for. And that's it. That's how the system works. Should be pretty simple. So it's worth to note that the total amount of ISK available for each project will be visible on the particular project itself, but also the total sum of money available on the table, let's say, will be visible in the corporation window. So your members will be like, I can earn 5 billion ISK doing stuff for the corp. That's great. So this will be a signature of a healthy organization for all the members that are interested into this stuff. Like, they want to see how is my organization, how healthy it is. So this will be a good indicator. The second upgrade we are doing, the project manager role. So you've been, guys, asking for it because it's been only CEOs and directors that were able to create those projects so far. And you wanted to be able to delegate it to other people without necessarily giving them access to stuff they probably shouldn't have. So this should be good. And that's how the project delegation looks like in your corps, we imagine. They're so happy. And related to this is a quality of life feature, allowing you to clone projects, essentially just copying the parameters of an existing project, whether canceled or completed or active, to a new project. So less clicking, less writing, less effort for all those new project managers. And finally, 7 new contribution methods, 7 new project types. So we released 5 in June. This gives you guys in total, 12 project types that you'll be able to create for your corporation. That means more play styles can be recognized by the corporation, and the contributors can be rewarded for it. So starting with my favorite, remote reps. So the remote repair armor and remote boost shields, those are 2 types of projects. And they will provide the logis with all the recognition within the corp. So maybe this is not logi on kill mails yet, as CCP Ratati said yesterday. We are getting there too. But this actually allows the corporation to financially incentivize the members to fly logi, because they will be not only recognized, their effort will not only be recognized in the corporation by making them visible as contributors to the projects, but also they can actually earn money for repping people. So the available options here that you can set up is you can select the location, solar system in particular, in which you want to consider the contributions as made to this project. Repaired ship type, if you want to incentivize or if you want to reward your members for repping some types of ships more than others, if it's needed. And then identity of the ship owner, which means we want to rep people from this alliance more than from that one. You have your own reasons, no judging. You can also put it as far down as designating specific character that you may want to rep. So maybe you are CEO and you want, you know where this is going. If you are this type of person, do that. Kill Capsuleer. That's another contribution method. So this is an addition to the deal damage to Capsuleer project type that we released in June. And we started with damage delivery to foster group play, but you've been asking for recognition for the actual kill mails. Those things matter to you. So here's a project type that will recognize the actual killer. Basically, who gets the kill mail is the one who is contributing to the project. So the options available here, they are similar as in the remote reps. You can specify in which solar system the killing should happen, what type of ship should be killed to be considered as a contribution if you want to target specific types of ships. Maybe the enemy lodges, you want to, for example, pay more for damage dealt to lodges than to other ships. And the identity of the ship owner again. Just make sure you set this up correctly, because you may incentivize your members to shoot each other. Which might be a good thing, I don't know. Scan signatures. So you are running a wormhole corp. Yes, yes, yes. Wormholer, by the way. Okay, so you're running a wormhole corp and you have a hard time making all your members to keep your home scanned at all times. So maybe this will help. Or maybe you are the person that actually relentlessly is scanning all the signatures all the time, every day. Maybe finally the corp will start paying you for it. So the options here allow you to set up the solar system where the signature is and the signature type. So you can reward the people. You can reward the members more for scanning signatures in your home system versus another systems, or for scanning wormholes only rather than any type of signatures, for example. Capture and defend factional warfare complex.
Yes.
So as you may have noticed, we have been strengthening the factional warfare gameplay for some time. So it was just suitable for this to be reflected in the core projects as well. So if you're running a militia corporation, you will be able to better guide your members about the objectives for today. Which system we need to capture, which system we need to defend. And for the members, they will always be aware in which direction they should go, what they should be doing. So the options here, again, there's two types of project. It's separate type of project for capturing and separate for defending. And the option fields gives you the way to communicate to your members what are the objectives today, which systems to capture. Also, the complex type allows you to reward people differently for different type of complex, because different types of complexes have different values added to the victory conditions of a particular system. So that's the way to incentivize them. Or maybe even you have a corporation that is not enlisted in the factional warfare. You can still create that project and then select specific faction, or maybe not, to incentivize a group of members that maybe are directly enlisted in your corp to actually do something, or keep doing something. So, this looks odd. So everyone so far had cool pictures of spaceships and explosions, but some of us prefer spreadsheets. Just imagine doing Excel on this screen. Manufacture item. This project type should improve the organization and in industrial corporations. The option fields here is the item type, where you select what type of item you want to be manufactured. Who should be the job owner, whether that should be a private job installed by the character for themselves, or should that be a job installed on behalf of the corporation, and the location of the facility. So the combination of choices here allow you to create different scenarios where you, for example, you can first create a deliver item project to source the materials first, and then create this project to actually ask someone to build the thing. And you can specify where it should be built. Maybe you have higher taxes there, I don't know. And about the individual and corporation, so the corporation doesn't benefit directly from private jobs, let's say. But maybe you're running a program where you want to show the ropes to the rookies. You want to incentivize them to do something, to build something that can be useful. Or maybe you just want to incentivize your members to build something in your competitors' HQ to raise their industrial index. That's up to you. So, what all these upgrades amount to? For the people who run the corps, it is better organization, communication with your members, and monitoring of what is going on. And for the members, it is visibility into the direction of the corp and its health. And an easy answer to the question, what should I do now? And of course, money. But that's up to you guys. But wait, there is more. The scary dude. In addition to all the core project upgrades, we are also doing changes to the new player journey in EVE. Now new players can start the Air adventure, but they have to finish it fully or abandon it before they can try any other thing in the game. So come November, we're changing that. Now the NP will be more open, allowing the new players to break off of it, to try other things, to maybe fly with you in a fleet for a while, and then come back to the NPE and finish it at their convenience. And they will be able to do that from the Air Opportunities window. And the Air Opportunities window itself getting an upgrade. So we are adding more types of content available there. And we are utilizing the system of tags with combination of the information about your location and the location of the content to present you the opportunities that are available to you nearby, and the opportunities that you might be interested in should be much easier to find. So this should be familiar, but let's make it a bit more scary. Kill 10 drifters or sleepers in abyssal space. Who struggles with this? Yes. Yes, we know. We've heard your feedback about it. So this is a pretty difficult challenge for those of you who don't know. And it's not because drifters are hard to kill in abyssal dead space. That's not the problem. The problem is that you have no control over finding them there. So it may take 1 attempt or 10 to find drifters in the abyssal dead space to actually complete this challenge and get the skill points, because we all want that. So this makes the reward not very accessible. We talked to Air Laboratories, since the accessibility is their specialty, and they came up with a solution. Air daily goals. So for Air, the accessibility comes from the fact that you are able to choose your path to the end result. Like in the Air Career program, here you are free to choose which goals to complete to progress to the main reward of the day. While ESC and Evermarks will be assigned to every single challenge, the skill points will be awarded for completing 2 out of 4 challenges on a given day, and it is your choice which challenges to pick. So this should be much more accessible than hiding the skill points behind specific challenge. Thank you. And on the theme of empowering organizations, we're making the daily goals ESC rewards taxable by your corporations. To fund all these projects, Evermark rewards will be duplicated for the corps as per usual. And we are moving the daily goals to air opportunities, so you'll have a better overview of your progress towards the main reward, but also you'll be able to see more details of each particular challenge. And a final note, every day the set of goals will be the same for all of you. That means it will be much easier for you to complete them all at once with all your alts. So this is what's coming in the November expansion. Core projects, air opportunities and NP, and air daily goals. And I would like to share a glimpse of what is coming to core projects after that. Just a glimpse. Does it look good? All right. So because there's another thought that I would like to leave you with, and it needs just a short introduction. Last year, we released the Air Career program, in which we provided with a couple hundred goals that we created for you. And these goals are unlike any other challenges present in the game before. They are not missions that you need to sign up for, but rather challenges that monitor your progress nonetheless. And they just wait for you to cause a specific event. And that allowed us to create some weird missions, like spend ISK on the market, or enter a dead space, or make one blueprint copy, or lose a ship. Those are pretty unusual challenges compared to what was in the game before. Because thanks to this technology, anything can be a mission. Any type of action you can take in the game can be monitored and have a challenge made for it. And this is great because we can create a variety of content for you. However, the most meaningful content in the game is created by you. And this technology allows us to give you the tools to create missions, tasks, and challenges for others. The people among you, some shy clapping. Don't be shy, this is great. So the people among you who run corporations will easily be able to communicate with the members and monitor their progress and reward them for it. And for the members of the strong organizations, they will always have an answer to the question, what should I do now? That is all from me. Please welcome on stage CCP Mischief. Thank you.
Hello, FanFest! So lovely to see you all here. I'm CCP Mischief, a product manager for EVEOnline. Like all of you here, I love games. They've been a massive part of my life ever since I can remember. And for as long as I can remember, I've always wondered how to make each of the titles I've tried a little bit better for me and for other players. And now, being a product manager at CCP, I get to do this for EVEOnline and for all of you guys. Because without you, there is no EVE. I still remember my first days at CCP almost 5 years ago. Coming to a new country, starting a new job, working on a new title. It was exciting, but challenging. Will I be able to find my people? Am I going to make friends? Will I be able to call Iceland home one day? Even though I was surrounded by people with the same passion, connecting with them still took me a while. And the same applies to all of you capsuleers in New Eden. By default, there is a potential to make a new friend. You're all there, playing the same game. There is a shared interest. But EVE is vast with hundreds of things to do, and that's when things get a little bit tricky. So is there something that we, CCP, can do to help you on that quest? During last year's FanFest, CCP Ratati talked about the impact that the self-expression has in building a sense of belonging and finding your tribe. This was the very first time you've heard about possible customization options in development pipeline to be added to help you fulfill that task. Since then, corporation and alliance emblems were added. As player corporations are at the core of social interactions in EVE and the key to unlocking and forming long-lasting relationships, that was the very perfect first step. Corporations and alliance emblems are available to purchase for Evermarks in Paragon stores for all existing ships in the game. And all ships released this year, including the ones coming in November, will get their dedicated sets with Havoc expansion. Now, with empires being at war and pirates raging through New Eden, it's more meaningful than ever for you to be able to show your allegiance by fitting a faction emblem on your ship. And for those of you who are proud of your professions, career emblems would be a great addition. Both types will be available in the near future, with custom emblems following farther down the line. We are also looking into enabling custom emblems fitting on structures, but more about this in just a few minutes. Speaking of structures, homes and safe havens for many, a source of headache for some. In Viridian expansion, a new tool that allows structured design creation was introduced by Paragon. Thanks to Skinner, you can now create a custom look for any of your standard Apple structures by mixing and matching available nanocoatings. And wow, it took you only 193 seconds, to be precise, to customize the first Fortizar, courtesy of Holy Roman Empire. And here are a few more examples of your creativity. You seem to like pink a lot. And let's not forget about the 30 billion 1DQ Keepster design auction result. Surprise, surprise, it's pink. This made our day. We love seeing you guys finding creative ways to interact with EVE and with each other. And I'm pleased to say that this was just the beginning. In the following months, the tool will be expanded upon. We will add a library of patterns and materials so you can elevate your designs to go from this to this. I promise I didn't take a single penny from Brave to be featured here. To ensure you have an abundance of options to choose from, we will be adding new sets of all the materials, nano coatings, and patterns to purchase directly from the tool, no travel required, and some of them will be dropping as rewards and loot. Now, by now, some of you might be thinking, cool, Mischief, but structure customization is for corporation use only. What is there for me, an individual player? Well, we got you. We've heard you when you said, we want more ship skins. So how about we give you the option to create your own instead of giving you a limited variety to purchase? Yes, The next obvious step for Skinner is to open it up and allow all of you to fully customize your ship look however you want to. Similar to structure designs, you will be able to combine nano coatings, patterns, materials to create your own design that then you can turn into a permanent skin with some flex. Designs will be free and shareable, but each individual has to convert them into a skin. Please don't quote me on this, as everything is subjected to change at this point. Twitch chat, I'm also looking at you. And again, we will make sure you don't get bored with the choices. All mentioned design components will be available to purchase for different currencies, depending on the theme, but primarily for Evermarks and LPs. So you can create beauties like this, and maybe, that's a strong maybe, compete with Timbre for the best design one day. And with addition of Corporation and Alliance palettes, you can make sure that everyone wears a uniform when in battle. Now, we are aiming to get you the foundation of the ship skin design tool in 2024. Is that all? Not quite yet. Designs is amazing, and skins, as amazing as they are and will be, are only just the beginning of what soon you will be able to do to express yourself in the new Eden. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words, so let me show you a few examples of what soon, within the next 3 years, will be available for you. Let's start with structures and surrounding space. And one more example. Soon you will be able to control your lights on structures, display your favorite people's hologram on them, use animated sculptures, or put up statues. Display custom banners, or even create them. Fit emblems. Use effects like fireworks. Or volumetric clouds. And a very similar treatment can be applied to the insides of the structures. Let's take a peek. You will be able to control the mood of the stations by controlling lighting, access points, and of course, adding banners. Showcase the best performance in your organization. Reward the biggest contributors with their hologram and station and their achievements. Showcase your next project. Or control ship dock lights. And last but not least, what about chips? In the near future, you will be able to fit emblems, faction ones and custom ones. Of course, create your own custom skins. But also add activation effects. Or enjoy achievement-based skins. Use custom ship trails or even sound effects. All for your pleasure to combine however you want to show us your true colors. This might get you some friends or some torpedoes delivered straight to your hull. So it's time to start earning and saving up those Evermarks because you are going to need them. And we also have a few things in store for that. In response to your feedback and great CSM suggestions, we've decided to improve how Paragon missions work. All I can say right now that there will be more variety of those with a better access. We're also looking into enabling corporations to have Paragon representatives in their stations to make items delivery headache-free. New daily challenges, and by new, I mean new ones, not the ones that are in the client at the moment, will provide you a new source of Evermarks. And of course, transaction logs for both Evermarks and LP will help you individuals and your organizations to track your earnings and spending. Okay, there's one more thing before I go. Hot topic since yesterday on Twitch chat. Who here wants to see cat ears in the game? Hands up! Thank you very much. Don't worry, we're not adding those. But you did help me win a bet. Thank you very much for your all attention. I can't wait to see you all in space in your custom-made colorful skins. If you have any questions for what happened so far to Ghost, Nomad, or me, please come and see us at the panel room at 3 p.m. today. And now, welcome to the stage CCP Psych with more details on the November expansion.
Hello, everybody. How are you doing? Are you having fun? Are you excited with everything you have just heard? Cool. So I guess you're ready to talk about how you are going to bring chaos to the front lines. No? Oh, I guess the presentation is done then. Yes? So, we are building on the foundations we created last November with the Uprising expansion. And more specifically, direct enlistment. It unlocked aligning with the Empire militias without the need for you to leave your player corporation. Frontlines, a new star system hierarchy based on relationships between neighboring system ownerships. And the advantage system, a new attribute in factional warfare that created the opportunity for new content while the added value on how you capture and the capture mechanics of factional warfare. So, what is coming this November? We have Zarzak. We're introducing a new star system with a unique environment and a unique rule set. We have aligning with pirates. With direct enlistment in place, we are now taking aligning with NPC factions one step further. We will give you the ability to enlist with one of two pirate factions. Pirate insurgencies. Capsuleers that align with pirate factions will have the opportunity to get in the war zones and participate in new content. Corruption and suppression, a new foundational mechanic for us, two new attributes of star systems that can alter the rules within those systems. We have new pirate LP stores for the two factions that you will be able to align with, and of course, we have new ships. We have destroyers, we have battle cruisers, and we have an Angel Titan. I want to take a pause here. I want to stop for a minute, and I want to try and create this model with you so that you can keep it in mind throughout this presentation, maybe throughout FanFest, and even beyond. I want us to see how everything we built last November and everything we're building this November can come together, how they fit together, and how they can potentially be used in the future and unlock opportunities for us. Aligning with pirates. So direct enlistment allowed us to expand on the ways Capsuleer pledged allegiance to an NPC Empire faction, and now we're using this to add pirates in the mix. We have Frontlines that gave us a star system hierarchy, and our pirate insurgencies will allow pirate-aligned players to reign havoc in the front lines and be rewarded with loyalty points. We have the advantage system that reinforced factional warfare gameplay. Corruption and suppression will reinforce the pirate insurgencies feature, which you will hear about in a minute. But also, it unlocks a huge opportunity space for us to utilize in the future as these attributes exist outside of the systems that are in incursions. Keep with me. So, building strong foundations. This means building and investing on the right technology for the future, where our goals, of course, is to deliver on the ultimate sci-fi experience. The technology that powers corruption and suppression allows us to create a link between Vanguard and EVEOnline. From day one, we aim to have Vanguard objectives affect corruption to a degree in specific systems in EVEOnline. We are approaching this with an open mindset, but at the same time, we are being mindful of EVE's ecosystem. We are taking the necessary precautions to not have the connection be too disruptive to start with, and at this point. Building the ultimate sci-fi experience is a marathon. We are taking it one step at a time, and we're building strong foundations. One last thing before we go into the details of November. Let us briefly see how the foundations we're building so far can potentially be used and further shape the future of New Eden. Our future goals include shaping the future and how wars are fought, shaping the future of war in New Eden. This can mean a few things. So to complete our mental model, let's add a few things in the future and in the things that the future may bring. The design paradigm we have been introducing can have very interesting applications with tweaks in other spaces of space, in other types of space. This will lead to some major revamps that will inevitably touch on other related mechanics. So I'm going to leave this for a minute there, and when you're ready, we'll continue. OK. Enough about the future. let's talk about November. Zarzak, a place of wonder. Through EVE Ops Epiphany, you capsuleers discovered 4 Jovian gates, quite fast, I might add. And since yesterday, these gates are now open, and you can visit Zarzak. It's a system with a very special environment and a unique rule set. The environment comes with dangers, as I think CCP Fuzzy showcased yesterday. So explore at your own risk. Inside Zarzak, the Deathless are building a shipcaster which allow pirate-aligned players to use and launch insurgencies in the war zones. Pirates are establishing a new type of forward operating base in the war zones that they can use as their base, and it will act as the landing pad for this shipcaster. The Deathless have also established a base inside an ancient Jovian megastructure they call the Fulcrum. They have extended an invite to Guristas and Angels to join them. And they will soon ask for capsuleer help to bring it to life. Aligning with pirates, fulfilling the pirate fantasy. So, the Guristas and the Angels are recruiting. With the next expansion, you will be able to align with one of the 2 factions. The enlistment process will be the same as it is with Empire militias, and this means direct enlistment and also options for corporation and alliances. Pirates are, of course, at war with FW militias in their area of space, meaning there are specific rules of engagement with the players that are aligned with those factions. Pirate-aligned players can earn new loyalty points by raiding the war zones and through the insurgency feature. The new Guristas and Angel ships are unique to these LP stores. Pirate-aligned players will also get some special benefits and access to Zarzak that you will see in November. Corruption and suppression. In our pursuit of defining the future of war, we are building another foundational system in EVEOnline. Corruption represents the amount of criminal activity that is happening within a star system, while suppression represents the scale of law enforcement operations in that system. As corruption and suppression increase in the system, they will trigger effects and they will alter the rules within those systems. Both can be active at the same time, and you will hear more about this in a minute. It's foundational work for us because we are looking at corruption and suppression as natural traits of star systems, even for those systems that are outside of ongoing insurgencies. Insurgencies will be the first source that generates corruption and the way that corruption is being removed from systems, while Vanguard will be the second source. For now, Vanguard will only affect active insurgency systems. Corruption and suppression's value resets at each system following the completion of a pirate insurgency. Some systems, though, we have heightened default values, and this means pirate HQ systems, we have an increased default corruption value, meaning certain effects will always be active there. And the same goes for the Empire, HQ systems and suppression, which has different effects, always active at those systems. With that in mind, and before I leave the stage, I want to bring this for one final view. Just keep it in mind throughout the rest of the presentation, throughout FanFest, and for the days to come. Now, please welcome on stage CCP K1 P1.
Hello, FanFest. I'm CCP K1P1, and now that CCP Psych has laid out the foundations of the future of war, let's dive into what pirate insurgencies are that will come in the Havoc expansion in November. So due to the effect of the ongoing factional war, there are systems in New Eden that are weakened, making them the perfect target for the pirates to raid from their Zarzak base. In these insurgencies, a set of systems is selected to loot, and as they loot, they expand outwards, setting their sights on more systems. The Empire militias can respond and attempt to put down this insurgency and force them to flee. While this is similar to FW mechanics, there are a few key differences. Pirate insurgencies represent discrete, asymmetric warfare inside the war zones. It has a beginning and an end, as well as a winner and a loser. The war zone for an insurgency is dynamically created based on player activity and can stretch beyond the bounds of traditional factional warfare space. But for now, they won't go into nullsec or any system with a status of 0.8 or above. While factional warfare is a tug of war, the insurgencies are a race. So how do the war zone and the insurgency interact with one another? This is the factional warfare map with the Frontlines, command operations, and rearguard systems. This is the same map with a potential pirate insurgency layer. The insurgency layer sits independently on top of the factional warfare systems and can easily extend into non-FW space, including HiSec. So let's go through the flow of how the insurgency works. Pirate leadership, or AI, will select a set of systems for the insurgency to begin. And there, they will place a pirate forward operating base. The insurgency then spreads 3 jumps in all directions from the starting system. And the system will always be in one of 3 states. Insurgency HQ, where the pirate FOB is, active insurgency with no FOB, or no insurgency. So it's similar to incursions, but with players instead of NPCs. So how do the pirates and the Empire players impact from this point forward? I'm going to need your help. So I want to take this middle section right here, and you're going to be my pirate-aligned players. And I'm going to take this side, and you will be my Empire-aligned players. So I want you to keep in mind that everyone in the middle is fighting with everyone on the outside, but at the same time, you are also fighting with you. So because you were lucky enough to sit in the middle and got here early, you also get to use the shipcaster from Zarzak, which will shoot you straight into your pirate FOB, into your insurgency area. So don't forget that I said that the pirate insurgencies are not a tug of war like factional warfare, but they're a race. And once the insurgency has started, the race has begun. Pirate-aligned players, right here in the middle, will seek to plunder the systems in the insurgency zone and increase corruption in that system. And at the same time, the FW militias on the side will be acting as the law enforcement to push back against these pirate raids. And by increasing suppression in insurgency systems, these anti-pirates will attempt to put down the insurgency and force the pirates to flee. Fully corrupted systems, like the one in dark purple, will give the pirates points and the opportunities to spread the insurgency even further. And fully suppressed systems, like the one in green, will give the Empire militias points and the opportunity to stop the insurgency altogether. But how does it work? Well, let's look at corruption first, but I want to make sure that my empires on the sides don't fall asleep because it's the same mechanics. In order to spread corruption, the pirate-aligned players will need to complete specific activities to increase the level of corruption in that system. And the corruption level will determine the types of activities that are available. So for example, in this system that we're looking at, they haven't reached any stages of corruption. So there's only one activity available, the corporate outpost raid, which can be completed to progress corruption and receive rewards. So once your pirate insurgents have reached stage 1 of corruption, they will trigger the system-wide effects at that level. Now, I do want to make it very clear that none of these system-wide effects are final, and they are subject to internal testing and feedback. And we'd love your feedback, but I'm really glad then that this is not recorded. So for example, with that being said, our first system-wide effect could be increased PvP loot drops for pirate-aligned players, with the player that kills the player that deals the killing blow. And because you've reached stage 1 of corruption, that also means that you've unlocked more activities. So now you have 2 activities to choose from in order to increase corruption and increase the different types of rewards that your fellow pirates can receive. This will continue with every level of corruption that you achieve in the system, and the system-wide effects will stack. So every new stage of corruption will unlock new effects, such as increased pirate gang spawns, Empire police will stop spawning. Stage 3 could include advantage decrease for system owners. And stage 4 could possibly be warp speed multiplier for pirate insurgents. Now, once you reach level 4 of corruption, the insurgency will also spread 1 system in every direction from that level 4 system. And at level 5, pirates will have reached maximum corruption. But more on that in a bit. Because at the same time that everyone here in the middle is trying to increase corruption, everyone on the outsides is also trying to increase suppression. So the system effects that they can unlock through their hard work include increased pirate bounties, increased militia LP, reduced corruption gains in a system, and triggers the spawning of Edencom security forces. Stage 4 could add web scram range bonuses for Empire pilots. And once my anti-pirates on the sides here reach level 5 of suppression, that system is considered fully suppressed. And you'll receive significant system effects, like upgraded turrets deployed on stations and gates. And once you reach level 5 of suppression, that also means that the pirates can never reach level 5 of corruption in that system. And once you've fully suppressed a predetermined number of systems, let's say 5, then the pirate FOB becomes vulnerable with only a single reinforcement timer. And if my Empire militias on the side are able to successfully destroy that FOB, then they will claim victory, and all capsuleers that participated in putting down the insurgency will get rewards and bonuses. On the other hand, my pirates in the middle don't look so easily won. And so if they reach maximum corruption, they will trigger a meaningful change in the whole nature of the system. And it'll depend on where the system is. So, for example, if you reach maximum corruption in a system that's high sec, it'll start to look a lot more like low sec. And if the system is in low sec, it'll start to look a lot more like null sec. And if they're able to successfully corrupt 5 systems, then they will have won the insurgency, and the pirate-aligned players who participated in that insurgency will receive rewards and bonuses. So not only do you need to keep track of the corruption per system, but you also need to keep track of the amount of systems that you have either fully suppressed or fully corrupted. Every fully suppressed or fully corrupted system will give your side a point. And here, you can see that the pirates have won the insurgency with their 5 fully corrupt systems. But the system is self-balancing. So the more insurgencies you win, the more points you'll have to get next time due to the ambition modifier. Following the completion of an insurgency, the system will return to its previous owner with system control at 0%, and a new FOB location for a new insurgency will be chosen after some time. And all of this information will be available to you in a dashboard not unlike the one you see before me. So to increase the levels of corruption or suppression, we are introducing 4 new pirate activities. They are the Corporate Outpost Raid, the Pirate Laundering Center or Anti-Pirate Security Post, the Mining Fleet Ambush, and the Warehouse Raid. So the Corporate Outpost Raid and the Warehouse Raid are an iteration on our FW complexes. We got some really great feedback from a lot of our players, and we aim to improve on the existing FW gameplay by making them more engaging, with more things to shoot and more variation, including a more even contest between the pirates and the anti-pirates. And like the FW complexes, these activities will have a variety of values and sizes. With the Mining Fleet Ambush and the Laundering Center and Security Post, we are providing our pirate players here in the middle with the classical fantasy of raiding mining fleets and outposts and fighting off the defenders, while my militia members on the sides are able to play the hero and attempt to rescue the fleet or secure the outposts. And I've got to tell you, the amount of meetings that I've been in where we're talking about the classical pirate fantasy is really starting to make me have some really weird dreams. So these activities provide a safe place for us to test new ideas, and if you love them, we would be able to backport some of the gameplay into the FW complexes. And of course, successfully completing these activities will reward you with loot, ISK, and LP. Speaking of LP, as my Pirate Align players who's well done at picking the right seat, you will receive either the Guristas or the Angel Cartel Insurgent LP. And this is comparable to the Empire Militia LP that we introduced with the Factional Warfare. You can spend it in dedicated LP stores and purchase all existing and new pirate ship BPCs. And since we're talking about pirate ships, let's take a look at what you can fly come November. Behind door number 1, we have the Mekubal-class destroyer, a fast projectile boat that has a few turret hardpoints and a good damage bonus, so you can choose between artilleries and autocannons to fit your play style. Here you can see the details for this ship, which you might have seen on TQ, but it's including its 634 slot layout for your theory crafting. Behind door number 2, we have the Mamba-class destroyer, a light missile drone boat with extra drone capacity so you can launch refreshed waves of drones to attack your enemy, complete with a 7-4-2 layout. Behold. Behind door number 3, we have the Kisriel-class battlecruiser, which is what you might expect from Angel Designs with a brand new hull. The most agile battlecruiser with a fall-off bonus and a 7-5-6 layout. For your reading pleasure. And our last store, we have the Alligator-class battlecruiser, which has a simple design, a 7-6-4 layout, and an added Guristas bonus. The Alligator is only a bit faster than a Drake, but with a high DPS. Check out the teeth on this bad boy. There is the matter of one final ship. The Angel Cartel has finally finished their designs for the long-awaited Azariel-class Titan, and they are ready to reward Capsuleers. It is the ultimate hyper-dunking platform with high damage and mobility that make it particularly strong for hit-and-run tactics. So I know you've seen this video before, and it's a pretty video, but here are the stats. The ship has an 877 layout and will be well worth the wait. You all need to be a little bit faster at taking pictures. So in the next couple of months, you will get an expanded core projects library, daily goals, pirate insurgencies, pirate enlistment, new activities, and yes, new ships. And we can't wait to see what chaos you unleash with it, all in New Eden. We'll be in the second stage with a panel. If you have any questions on pirate insurgencies and pirate enlistment, any of the ships, we'd love to get your feedback and have your questions, and we look forward to seeing you later today. Thank you.